request Mr. George Kuruvilla, Chairman and Managing Director of Broadcast Engineering Consultants India Limited, popularly known as BECIL, and I'm sure his presentation will be insightful and will give us new thoughts about cloud computing and cybersecurity. Over to you, sir. A huge round of applause for him, please.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and I thank APAC for inviting me for this um, deliberation and as a keynote address. And of course, I do not intend to go too deep into it very broadly. Maybe for some of the participants who are looking to the cloud computing, maybe run through of what perhaps we can look forward to. So as already introduced, I am George Kuruvilla. So I am CMD of BECIL, Broadcast Engineering Consultant India Limited. And as Arvindji was saying, today our role is basically how we can connect the government business or the government requirements with the private sector. So our role is basically to understand what is the need in the government or for the government projects, and also look at on the other side who are the partners or who are the technology providers, who are the OEMs and perhaps the system integrators who can do that job. And that is how we do a process of empanelment. We go for pre-bid tie-ups and we implement projects for various government departments. So we started, of course, we are a broadcast company, but we diversified. We started diversifying from 2016. And today we are literally into every technological projects that today the government is implementing. And we are there somewhere including cybersecurity. We are working towards providing SOC, that is Security Operation Centers, we are already working towards that. And very quickly, what is digital transformation? We all know can be broadly defined as integration of digital technology into all the areas of a business enterprise, resulting in fundamental changes in business operation and how they deliver value to customers. So the requirement of digital transformation is that traditional IT and legacy system that we already have in most of the government departments have been able to provide digital transformation to a limited extent. But today, cloud computing and related technology have brought out a quantum transformation change in all business areas, which is likely to grow further to bring a sea change in all aspects of the working of the organization. So the IT landscape have grown historically, and the systems are not fully synchronized with each other, impacting digital transformation. So this is our basic problem. It is all in silos, and the most important requirement for any organization today is how do you fully synchronize with each other so that this digital transformation can be brought in. So digital transformation is not possible without consistent IT, modernization and integrated ICTs. So we have to continually upgrade ourselves, otherwise we'll somewhere be lacking behind. But the whole benefit of cloud infrastructure and cloud computing, changes in legacy IT system, platform and networking would be required. Then only we will take the best use of the IT infrastructure. So the cloud computing includes everything from virtual machines to databases to entire serverless application. So it has got several benefits, which I'll quickly drive through. You all understand it, but just for the completeness of the presentation, these are basic benefits that we look at when we are going into cloud. In order to have a IT system, if we individually go as an institution or as an organization or as a PSU to have all these systems built into our IT infrastructure, that is where we have to compare what will be the cost benefit analysis when we look at if we have our own captive arrangement for providing all these services, right from cost saving to flexible paper use to mobility, monitoring, increased collaboration, quality control, disaster recovery, automatic software updates, sustainability, environment friendly, to be green. All these things, it is very difficult for a organization to build on its own. And even if it is built in, if it's a big organization, it's good to go for captive systems. But if we are small or a medium organization, it is always good to look at cloud computing. Sometimes the cloud computing services look costlier, But then when we actually get into the cost of ownership over the years, we will always find that going to cloud is the way forward that we look towards. Thank you for honoring the national anthem. So these are, the three ways or three, commonly used cloud computing. One is infrastructure as a service. When we have the entire computing service, we take it onto the cloud, where cloud providers deliver, manage, virtualized computing infrastructure over the internet. So the entire infrastructure we utilize from a cloud computing provider. So it doesn't require an organization to invest heavily on the IT infrastructure in-house. The second way can be platform as a service, as we all know. It allows businesses to concentrate on the development, deployment, and management of software application and services on cloud platform itself. And the third, of course, which is a very easy way, we use software as a service, where SaaS provides businesses with ready-to-use software that is delivered to users over the internet, thereby no requirement of in-house software procurement is there. Many times, like organization, including we use, let's say, a payroll software, which is a cloud-based software, makes life much easier for us to pay per person per month, a small amount, rather than to have so many boys and girls doing a lot of work and making mistakes or therefore. So quickly, when we go towards, there are lots of challenges, as we all know, and these are few of the challenges that I'll quickly put it across. Unauthorized access of business data, cloud vendor, security risks, operational controls, availability risks, that is if the user's internet access is lost. Again, there is a challenge sometime. Of course, the compliance risks that goes with us. So security breaches in the cloud computing are becoming a major challenge. We were looking to or hearing about the security that is there. If you broadly look at the cyber attacks that happen, 74% of data breaches results or the loss happens in just 24 hours. So it's very difficult. You don't get time to react. So your data is gone in a very quick succession. On the other hand, within only 3% of the people are aware that within 24 hours that some breach has happened. So that is where the problem statement is. By the time we realize that our security is breached, 74% of data is gone, and very few people, as approximately 3%, who are proactively looking at the security threat and are able to react very quickly within 24 hours. It is as low as 3%. And the problem statement is the awareness. So most of us in the government, because they're not IT savvy and they do not understand where and how, what are the risks and how do we handle, let's say, our IT businesses. So the careful selection of the cloud service, educate controls, deployment of technical safeguards, implement a comprehensive enterprise risk management framework. This all become part of to be securing our system from these security threats. So we understand, any security breach, it have wide impact on anybody or everybody. So we cannot afford any kind of, cyber, attacks or cyber risk into our system. So today, as we all understand, particularly those PSUs which are handling the huge infrastructure, whether it is the power, whether it is the financial sector, the power sector, the nuclear sector, any of those major sectors, it is very huge risk that is if any kind of cyber breach happens or a cyber attack happen. So that is where today every department has to be very careful, particularly those who are handling government data, that how they need to protect their system from cybersecurity. So, the topmost 5 departments which have been identified, which are vulnerable to the cyber attack, is firstly healthcare, manufacturing, financial services, government, and transportation. This is as per the, going from the top, attack-prone areas to the minimum. These are the top 5 ones which have been identified. So it is fast growing cybercrime, so the security has to be taken care of. So the common cyber threats, we all know these are some of the threats. Just for the completeness, I'm just going through, but there are lots of attacks these days which are happening. So I would focus on this part of it. Today the requirement is that we need to have cyber security training and awareness. Very important for every organization. Update softwares and operating system, use antivirus software, perform periodic security reviews and audits, use strong passwords and additional level of authentication. These are few of the cares that each one of us will be, we'll need to be taking now and in the future to safeguard ourselves from cyber attacks. I think I'll close in there, and just to save time, we would like to hear from Indian Oil, which is Groverji, who will be huge user of the platform itself. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. George Kuruvilla, CMD BECIL, for highlighting in his presentation that what kind of threats are there in terms of cloud and how technology can help them to mitigate those risks, and how PSUs should work in the cloud computing environment. Thank you so much, Mr. George Kuruvilla.